Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel for another one of these quick updates on the market. So liquidity is currently drying up, let's talk about it. Well, it's no surprise as you can see over on the S&P 500 mini futures, whether you're looking at Bitcoin, volatility has definitely stepped back into the market in a big way. We actually made a video about this yesterday, Bitcoin break within 24 hours. We were talking about how the S&P 500 mini futures were likely to get continuation up to these levels. So since our last video, we have hit our price targets for the S&P 500 mini futures. I do expect these to top out in the next couple of days or so. Looking over on Bitcoin as well, we also presented, well, we recorded this at about 19,400, 19,500, and we were talking about price targets up here at 20,500, even up here at 20,700, and we've definitely exceeded these. So in the immediate short term, the next leg to the upside for Bitcoin, if we do get continuation, is this long-term moving average on the daily EMA ribbons at 21,700. We can definitely still come up to these regions and still be making lower lows and lower highs in the higher time frame on the daily. You can see here, since we topped out, you had a top, local bottom, local top, local bottom, and if we even do come up all the way up here to 21,700, we can still be making lower highs from up here, 21,900, almost up to 22,000. But what I really wanted to talk about is, yes, the S&P 500 mini futures are getting continuation. Yes, Bitcoin's getting continuation like we talked about in our last video. But why is this? Well, it looks like it was because the top of the book in the S&P 500 mini futures just disappeared yesterday. And subsequently, as soon as this happened, the spread literally exploded. So if the market seemed jumpy and extremely volatile, this is why the S&P 500 mini futures are trading at 4,060, while the SPX is only down at 4,000. This is why Bitcoin is up at 21,000 and why the DXY is seeing a little bit of some turbulence right now. If we do look into these, it's very interesting because if you're looking at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, you can actually see there is more open interest in terms of buy and sell orders. So liquidity has actually increased for Bitcoin, but we all know, Bitcoin follows the big daddy, the stock market. And when we do look at the volume for the stock market, bear in mind this is on a weekly time frame. It's very mundane, it's very flat. If I'm just drawing a line of best fit since the start of this year, the whole year, liquidity has been slowly vanishing. And don't take my word for this, we can also check over on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange Group. I want to show you the liquidity from the top of the book in terms of the book depth in the past month. So when we look at this, if we put this on the daily so we can see these swings, bear in mind this is just what's been happening in the past month. What you'll notice is, whether you're just looking at the top of the book or whether you're looking at all individual 10 trade levels, the bid orders and the ask orders are decreasing, which is obviously a sign of liquidity vanishing and drying up. Now, when we look at the book depth, once again, top of the book, top 10 levels, it doesn't really matter what we're looking at. This chart over here is specifically everything that's been happening since September of 2020. So this is what's been happening with liquidity in the past 2 years. And this looks quite good on the monthly, it also looks quite good on the quarterly, but no matter what you're looking at, it's quite clear. There was a lot of liquidity around this region over here, and since then, liquidity has been flowing out of the market. So I think the monthly rounds it up quite nicely. The weekly is also quite nice to see these peaks and troughs, but this is clearly a sign of liquidity vanishing. Once again, head down to the daily, and you can really see this area over here where the order book just disappeared. Everything just went crazy from there. Once again, the bid-ask spread went absolutely crazy. So once again, just to reiterate, if the markets seem extremely jumpy and volatile for the next couple of days, these are the reasons why. We've obviously had the top of the order book in the S&P 500 disappear. Liquidity is decreasing as the bid-ask spread is increasing. So this is just going to create peak volatility. Also today, we have the Nikkei expirations. Let's see, these expire today, and then you've also got some stocks on the US. You've also got some US indices that do expire over on Monday. Monday is definitely the 12th. And then what's interesting, what happens over on Tuesday? Well, we've potentially got the Ethereum merge if this is successful. So there's so many events coming in this weekend, my friends, that is going to create a lot of volatility. Once again, the order book disappearing, liquidity vanishing is just going to create lots of volatility in of itself. Once again, we've got expirations today, we've got expirations Monday, and we've got the ETH merge coming up on Tuesday. So there is a lot of volatility to be expected. Am I going to be trading this over the weekend? No, I'm not. As I always say, I do like to take the weekends off. I like to have direction from the traditional market. So I'll be updating you on what I think is playing out in the short terms again when we do get that opening back on Monday. In the immediate short term though, I do potentially see continuation up to 21,700. I would not be bullish on Bitcoin past that point. I do think this is still the rejection zone on the daily time frame. This is the bear flag breakdown, and we should still expect continuation to the downside. And the SPX as well, we have run into a super crucial area of previous resistance flip support. This was also support. This was then resistance flip support, and then this was then resistance, this was support flip resistance, and then this was resistance flip support. So it makes sense that we've come back to this. We are once again at the daily EMA ribbons confirming these as resistance for the SPX. So like I said, I'll keep you up to date. I'll let you know if anything major happens over the weekend over on Twitter. But for now, my friends, I'll keep you up to date. That's all I've got for you today. Cowboy out, and yeah, peace.